Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Toggle Church Stitches. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the steps I took in making this portable Ankara travel bag. Subscribe to this channel for you to see more beautiful videos like this to come. Let's get started. The first material I'm working with is this Ankara, and I added interface to it for it to be thick. This fabric is on a fold. The length is 12 inches and the width is 16 inches. I'm going to open up the fabric this way. From the middle of this fabric, I'm going to measure out to 2 inches and I'll use my ruler to connect the line. I'll also do the same thing to the other side. So this part I marked out is the base of the bag. The next thing I'm going to be marking out now are this upper part of the bag. I'm going to measure 1 inches. I'll use my ruler to connect the dots. I'll also do the same thing to the other side. After I was done marking 1 inches at this upper part, I'm going to be using a leather to cover up those lines of 1 inches, and this is a synthetic leather that I'm working with. The width is 1.5 inches and the length is actually the width of the bag. So I'm going to place it directly to the line which I marked 1 inches. I'll go right to my sewing machine and stitch it. So after I was done with the stitching, this is how it looks like. I'm going to flap it, you understand, fold it to meet just like this. You can see, you understand. So I'm going to go right to my machine now and top stitch on this part and stitch up the leather to the material. So guys, after I was done with the stitching, this is how it looks like. No cutting of anything, just the difference is that I replaced the 1 inches with a leather. What I'm going to be measuring out now is this part that I added leather that will help you to add the handle of the bag. So the inch I'm marking for mine, I'm going in by 3.5 inches. I know the chalk is not that clear, but if you watch and pay good attention, you understand. After marking the 3.5 inches horizontally, I'm going to come down by 2 inches vertically. I think the chalk is not that clear, so I'm going to explain the measurement I took I first came in horizontally by 3.5 inches and I came down vertically at that same line by 2 inches. So from that 2 inches line, I'm going to measure it down to the line of the base, and when I measured it, I got 8 inches. So I've already gotten the leather I'm working with for that part. So the length I cut out is 10 inches instead of 8 inches, and the width is 1 inches because I'm going to be using this four corner ring, and the width of this four corner ring is 1 inches. The extra inches I added to the length because what I supposed to cut is 8 inches, but I cut out 10 inches. The extra 2 inches will be folded and stitched inside. So I'm going to place it starting from that 2 inches line, and it will stop at the line of that base. So I'm going to stitch it like this. I'm going to go right on my sewing machine and stitch it in a four corner way. After stitching the stripes to the bag, this is how it looks like. So guys, the next thing I'll be stitching up now is this part that they added key to the bag. So I'm going to add my own key to my own bag. So I cut out this small leather and I cut out this first leather. One will go the other side and one will go this side. So this one will be for this one and this part will be for the other side. The length I cut out for the small parts is 3.2 inches and the width is 1.5 inches because that is the width of the key. So for the length of this long part, I cut out a random length. I worked with 17 inches because I don't know how the bag would be able to be closed, and the width is 1.5 inches. I'm going to be finding the middle of this part so that I'll be able to place them and go and stitch them. So between these two stitched leather strap, I'm going to find the middle. I'll do the same thing to the leather. I will find the middle and I'll target it to the center. I'll go right on my sewing machine and stitch them up. I'm going to be adding this part of the key to the side. So I'm going to use my razor to make small opening and pass it through. So guys, once I was done adding this part of the key to the bag, this is how it looks like. So adding the second part of the key is the last thing I'll be adding to the bag. So this is the last step I'll take in making this bag. For this base part, I cut out the leather for it. So I'm going to go right to my sewing machine and stitch it up. The next thing I'm going to be stitching down to the bag is the zipper and the lining. I've already cut out the lining, and when cutting out the lining, you cut out the lining with the same length and width of the actual bag. I'm going to place the right face of the zipper to this part of this bag this way, and I'll get my lining and place it on top of the zipper. I'll go right on my sewing machine and stitch it. After I was done with the stitching, I'm going to turn the lining and face it just like this. I'll go right on my sewing machine and top stitch. I'm going to be stitching the other part of the zipper. I'll first of all bring out the lining just like this. I'll take this part of the zipper to meet the other part of the bag just like this. Then I'll place the lining on top of the zipper. I'll go right on my sewing machine and stitch it. After I was done with the stitching, this is how it looks like. I'm going to open it up from the zipper. I'll go right on my sewing machine and top stitch this part. After top stitching it, I'm going to stitch up this part with the lining. I'm going to add cord to the side of the bag before attaching the actual side. After I was done adding the cord to the side, this is how it looks like. The parts that the both cord made, I covered it with a leather. So I've already gotten the side of the bag ready. I have already attached the lining to it. So when you measure the side of this part, I got 11 as the length. The length I cut out for the actual side of the bag is 9 inches, not 11 inches. Whatever you get as the length of the side of the bag, you minus 2 inches from the actual side and you cut it out. So what I'm working with now is length 9 inches, not 11 inches. And the width of the side will also be the width of the base, which is 4 inches. At the zipper part, I'm going to be measuring out 2 inches away on both sides. So when I measure 2 inches away on both sides, when I take the whole measurement back, I'm going to get 4 inches as the total length. That is the width of the side of the bag. I'm going to be finding the middle of this bag, both the upper and the down part, and I'll mark chalk there for me to start adding the side of the bag. I'm going to be turning the bag to the wrong part to start the stitching. You also find the middle of the actual side of the bag. I'll be attaching the handle of the bag to it. The length is 17 inches and the width is 3.5 inches before folding. So guys, these are steps I took in making this Ankara travel bag. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel for more beautiful videos like this to come. Thank you guys for watching and see you all in my next tutorial. Bye.